All right, we're live. Guys, today I got Aaron Vella. You guys are used to seeing Aaron Vella in most of my videos. Aaron's been fishing with me since, we're going to talk about this actually. He's been fishing with me since he's 15 years old.
15, yeah.
And your birthday is?
My birthday is next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
21.
21. So we've been fishing together for like 7 years. That's kind of crazy. You know, we got paired up fishing a tournament together, and that's how we met up. And since that day, we've always fished together. You know, back then we didn't know much, but the best first time we went fishing, we had a crazy day.
Yeah,
remember?
It was insane, Georgian Bay. Yeah, we stung all the fish. It was great.
We had a tournament was it the day after?
No, I think it was actually the next weekend, or maybe it was the day after.
No, it was. I'm pretty sure it was a couple of days after that.
A few days after.
We had a really good day on Georgian Bay, and obviously, you know, pre-fishing, and then we came back, and the fish were not there anymore. But like insane, like you caught a big smallmouth there.
Oh yeah. We caught tons of fish. We boxed them up and put them in the middle of the lake.
Yeah.
Not where we left them.
Yeah. So today we're obviously going to talk about ice fishing. You know, there's ice on lakes around here already. You can't launch your boat up here anymore. The ramps are iced up, and there's probably going to have some, you know, safe ice on some lakes tomorrow morning because it's going to be cold tonight. Well, I say safe ice. Nothing safe, but you know, if you take your time and you spot out there, you'll be able to get them. I know Skugog was fully frozen. So me and Aaron were discussing where we're going to go tomorrow, whether we're going shore fishing, river fishing, taking a boat out. The problem is taking a boat out. We don't know if the launch are good. So that's, I don't know. I'm going to have to buy salt and stuff. So we'll figure it out. But we're definitely going fishing tomorrow. Yeah, we're going to talk about ice fishing. You know, what are you pumped for the most ice this season, for ice fishing this season?
Ice fishing, well, this year, last year I didn't get out as much as I usually do, for sure. I don't think I got out with you once last year.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
you did.
No, didn't you come with me?
We went out maybe once when you had, maybe once we went to like Kempenfeld Bay or something like that.
Like yeah.
But we didn't get out. Testing. Yeah, we didn't get out too much last year. But this year I want to get out some more, and I kind of want to. As weird as it sounds, we've had some really good days on the perch, but I want to go out there and go out with James and really get those perch dialed in and have some real good days for the perch.
Yeah. But that spot there we have there, that's a pretty good spot.
It is pretty good. Good spot. Lots of big fish there for sure.
Yeah. They school up with the whitefish. So me and Aaron got a perch spot on the lake where there's no, guys don't target perch, so there's no pressure. And it's usually like a lake trout spot that's close to it. And the big perch, there's not many of them. They'll show up one or two at a time, and they'll school up with the whitefish. It's pretty cool, and it's really close to shore, so it's you don't need a sled or anything. But you know, you guys want a good deal. I was at Costco today. They had those shovels, you know, extendable shovel. So you get two of them. One's fully extended already. So $24.99. You guys want a sick deal? Costco, and they're solid shovels. So check that out. You know, if you guys want some good deals. But back to talking about ice fishing. Do you remember 2 years ago when we went out and the lake was still open? There was a few guys out ice fishing. It was safe. We didn't do anything crazy. Do you remember that lake trout you caught?
Oh yeah. I do remember that. That was awesome. That's
probably the biggest lake trout ever.
Probably, yeah. It was skinny, but it was long.
It was a
long
big fish.
For sure. It was a big fish. Came right up to the hole. I thought it was a whitefish, but
yeah, you guys can check his Instagram.
Yeah, it's on Instagram.
Aaron_Vella 97.
97. That's what.
And he's got that fish. He looks young because it's 2 years ago. It's a big lake trout, one of the longest I've ever seen in that lake. And there's open water close to us, but the winds, you know, it wasn't dangerous. So if you do get out there ice fishing this weekend and this week, just take your precaution. Always go with somebody. Ice picks, you know, that's $20 that'll save your life because your gloves are not going to grip on that ice. Ice picks, floater suit are a must. And, you know, go with a buddy. You know, I'm 235 pounds. He's about, what do you weigh? 160?
You know, like 150.
150. So I'll go first. He'll be able to throw a rope at me.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
It's always, you know, carry a rope with you or throw a rope and stuff like that. But just be super careful. It's going to be a longer season. Obviously, ice is starting to form. Where I'm thinking it's going to be a harder season than what people think.
For catching the lake trout and the whitefish.
Yeah. You know, you always have that downtime in February where, you know, it's like a hot summer. August always harder.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not as easy as when first ice. And, you know, the fact that we're going to have ice on here soon, hoping, you know, hopefully I don't jinx it. You know, those lake trouts, they're done spawning. Usually they're spawning now. They're done spawning now, most of them. So, you know, it might be a slower January than we expect is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, tougher year. And if we get the ice, get the solid ice, a lot of guys are going to get out there with the sleds and stuff like that. And more guys are going to be out there.
That's what you should be getting this year, sled.
Sled? I should get a sled. Sled's key. Sled's key,
Just leave it right here.
Right there? I'll put it in your trailer. You got room in the trailer.
Yeah, or put it in the trailer.
There you go. Yeah. We'll drop it off at James. He's got room.
Yeah. So that's one thing we talked about. You know, a lot of people are coming up to me, Sebastian, what sled are you running? Should I get an ATV? What's better? And I'll give you my honest opinion. There's no in between. If you're going to use a sled and an ATV, even on glare ice, I'd still choose a sled. You got to get the right sled. You got to get a fan cool sled. If you don't have a fan cool, liquid cool with ice scratchers, multiple ice scratchers. That's what I'm running. You know, you don't need a 600 or 800 or 1,000 cc sled. You need, you know, I had a 380 fan and I should have never sold that one. Bulletproof. Remember that one?
Yeah, that was
two
great.
Up.
Remember we got it stuck in the front yard one night.
There's big snowbank where we live. I just got this sled. I got all excited. Watch me. I'm going to jump this thing. So I'm going to jump it. And we got it stuck. But that, you know, we used to ride 2 guys on there and go through slush, no problem. That's 380, you know, just don't stop, pin it. So, you know, when you buy a sled, compression, check the compression. That'll tell you a lot. And all the cylinders have to be about the same within, you know, 8% PSI from each other. So you don't have a low compression in one of them. I wouldn't touch it. You got to check the sliders. You know, they're super easy to maintain. You know, they're just a lawnmower with a track pretty much. And if we go back talking about ATVs are great if you're going to use them year round and if you have a track system for them. Otherwise, the minute you get snow, you're not going fast. You're going to overheat the bike. It's got no traction. If you got somebody else with you, if you're towing, so a snowmobile is great. You know, it's a great thing to have if you're an Argo too as well. But they break a lot. You guys that got Argos, they fix them more than the ice fish. But you know, if you could choose one fish to target this year, what do you want to target ice fishing?
Through the ice?
What's your goal?
As far as goals go, like I said, I've done a fair bit of the lake trout and the whitefish, figuring them out a bit more because you've always, like when we first started going out, I was always there. I needed to go fishing, right? But you were really diehard. You wanted to catch them, so you figured it out a lot quicker than me. But I've done that a lot. But the panfish, even crappie, perch, that sort of things, I'm interested in trying to really get that dialed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. You know, finding a good crappie lake around here, good spots. It's a big crappie is going to be interesting for sure. But
I think crappies are fairly easy to catch once you find them. You know, they shut it down, but there's always a way to get them going, whether it's suspended and you're fishing them in the bass, and most of what people are doing early season. But I think the crappie, it's not a fish that reproduces as well as a perch. And guys keeping big crappies hurt that school, and it doesn't replenish as quick. I
agree.
Crappie fishing and crappies in general are not as sustainable as you know, sunfish and perch. And people are fishing perch like crazy on Lake Simcoe. You never see the population go down. You never see the big size fish going down. You're always somebody's catching big fish, and it's a lot of people keep their limit when they go perch fishing up here. They do the same with crappie, but the crappie population, whether it's Lake Simcoe or other lakes up north or south, you never see the same size after you go back. It's, let's say, a community hole. So I don't think they grow as fast.
The crappie?
Yeah.
No, for sure. And you're right about the pressure. Seems like there's certain schools of crappie that grow big, and guys are taking all the big ones, not releasing them. It seems to die out pretty quick. Fishing the same school as everybody else. But
yeah. I think, if we get ice soon on Quinny, it's getting there, where you're going to see minus double digits a few nights in a row. Guys, the diehards on Quinny are going to go out there and go for walleyes. I think that's going to see a lot of pressure this year because you can't fish for whitefish and lake trout here, right?
Yeah.
So a guy like me is going to go to Quinny or go north to fish for some walleye. So we're going to see some pressure up there. That's pretty cool, though. I mean, that's something I'd like to do. Quinny. Never done it.
Yeah, for sure. I've never been down there either, besides for bass. Like same thing as you, but it's a world class walleye fishery. I think it would be tougher than we expect, but
catching walleye.
Well, not catching those Quinty walleye, the big Quinty walleye.
Yeah, I think you got to be on them for a couple of weeks and figuring them out where they're moving to. It's a river system. Like people think Quinny is just a lake, but it's the river system. There's current in there.
It's a different body of water for sure. Even bass fishing is different than fishing because you're fishing buckets all down there, and there are some big smallmouth.
I'm told that the walleyes hang out in the same spot the bass do.
Really?
In the summer, yeah. They like the weeds early season.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I get the weeds part, but yeah, I guess why wouldn't they? Really, but
Quinny hasn't treated me right this year anyway.
No. It did you dirty?
Yeah.
Quinny was good to me, man.
Yeah, it was good to you. It was good to
me. Yeah, I learned some stuff on Quinny this year. That's for sure. But.
So me and Aaron started fishing together. We fished a tournament. It's a club tournament. It's part of the TBF, the Bass Federation, and there's clubs everywhere in every city. We fished Nord GTA together. Great club to join if you're looking to start. You don't need a boat. Aaron doesn't have a boat and gets to fish every weekend if he wants to, with somebody that's got a boat like me. So we got paired up, and Aaron fished a Quinny opener this year with somebody he'd never met before. I fished with somebody I didn't know. I don't remember who I had. I think I was alone actually.
Yeah,
I was paired up alone.
Solo, yeah.
I slept in my boat. I pulled out at 1 o'clock. Anyway, so Aaron fished with this guy, and Aaron, you get to learn a lot because I might be fishing one way, the other guy fishes a different way. So yeah. Tell us how was your day that day? You went far.
The forecast wasn't looking good, and it's common courtesy to get in contact with these guys before your tournament. I mean, makes sense if they're gonna do one thing, you want to be on board with them.
Yeah.
So a guy said, "All right, we're making a big run," and it definitely didn't seem like a great idea at the time because the weather did not look good. Like I know there was, even the day before, there was ideas of guys were saying they were going to cancel it or whatever, and he didn't necessarily have
he went the furthest he could go.
New big boat. We pretty much ran as far as we could go. Made a big gamble, and then what happened is we went out there and we're fishing out there, and he gave me the famous last word. He goes, "Man, I caught 18 pounds here yesterday," which is like the last thing you want to hear. We've learned that lesson before. We learned it early on Georgian Bay, right? Yeah. You want to catch 18 pounds in the tournament, not the day before, right? Yeah. So we were fishing up there. We stuck a couple decent fish, and then we were like, all right, before it gets too ugly, we got to go. And he's like, man, I'm going to run out of gas. So literally, did I tell you this? Yeah. Literally, we were running back. He's like, I got to find a marina. So Google the marina. He's like, oh, there's a marina down here, small little crappy marina. So we burn down, go into the marina. He's like, I got to find the people there. Drop him off on shore. And then we end up culling like every single one of our fish right in that one marina. It was enough,
always like that.
Just enough to catch a check right there in the marina. So we honestly lucked out. Like we had a few good fish from the run, but then right in that marina we caught all those fish. It was great.
That's crazy. I didn't have such a good day. You placed like top 5, I think, right?
Yeah, I think we were 5th, 4th, 5th. It was all right, not complaining. It was probably one of my biggest bags. Actually, I've caught big bags on Quinty. It seems like everybody catches 15.5 pounds there. right? I think that's what we had, was like 15 and a half pounds, right?
So a lot of people are wondering where they're going to get to go ice fishing. When do you think there'll be safe ice on Lake Simcoe? Safe ice. When I mean
on Simcoe?
Safe ice where like there's 4 inches of ice.
Like across the whole lake? Or
No,
like
it doesn't need to be the whole lake, because you can fish the bays for perch and stuff like that, right?
I don't know. I don't want to make a silly prediction, but it depends how cold it gets, because it's right now where it seems to be hovering around. Like it drops down to like 7, 8 degrees during the night, but during the day it's -1, which is still, we're making ice. But
well, the bays cool down quicker because they're shallower.
Yeah, for sure.
So the bays are up there, but I think the main lake's still probably at 40.
Yeah,
it will be a while to be at 32. But if it keeps going like this and we get cold with big wind, so the wind, when the wind's moving and it's cold, it's cooling down that top surface layer on the water. I think, I hope guys don't get mad at this, but I hope we don't get ice until after the ice fishing show.
Yeah.
If you get ice on the ice fishing show, guys won't come. I need you guys to come and support me. But I'm sure the small lakes will have ice by then.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah, we'll the Cowboys will be ice fishing by next weekend if it stays cold like this.
I think some guys could go out tomorrow if they want to.
I wouldn't, but you probably could. We've been on some ice that we shouldn't have been on. Like, it's surprising.
When did I ever risk your life?
You want a list?
Yeah, come on.
Well, when we went up by a couple years ago, we went up to that spot, the Crappie spot.
Yeah, but you were unsure. Your life was never in danger.
It was yours.
I had a rope tied around me, hoping that you pull me out.
Yeah.
But I didn't go far.
No.
I mean, one hole, I said, all right, that's it. It's not good enough. What was it? And we could have fished that day if we wanted to.
We could have. It was mushy, though, that ice.
Yeah.
It was not soft, right?
There's different. You talk to guys that are not used to ice fishing. There's hundreds of different kinds of ice out there. And obviously, the black ice that you see through is the strongest. There's no porosity in it. So there's less flexibility and there's less water penetrating to it. That time was pretty much just hard slush.
It was slush, yeah.
There's no black ice.
It was slush. There was no black ice.
When else did I risk your life?
That same day we went out to Honey Harbor, right? And
that was messed up.
I
forgot about that.
We walked out. How far did we walk out? Like 20 feet with the hut and everything. And there was guys who had already made it out there. Right.
That's the thing, guys, is learn from this is even if there's guys out there, doesn't mean it's safe. Those guys might be tinier than Aaron. And we went out there and the ice was really inconsistent. It was in some spot 4 inch of black ice, some other spot was 1.5 inches, and you'd walk over it and it would go. I mean, you don't want to go through. So we found some good ice. And I'm always first anyway. So if I'm going to go through, I'm a heavier. So I don't let Aaron go first. I always go first. And if there's anything he's going to pull me out. But you got to remain calm if you go through. Most of the time, if you go through, you're going to be able to support yourself. Just being calm and keeping your heartbeat down. But when else? That's it.
We went out a few times. When we first got into it, we weren't as gnarly with what we were trying to push our limits with, but a few times on Lake Trout opener and stuff like that.
Lake Trout opener? Oh yeah.
It was like 4 inches, right? But like 4 inches, we had like our heater blasting and all that, but it was not bad, right? But it was solid.
You got to be careful, because as much as the rescue guys that are going to come and rescue you and stuff like that, I mean, if you go through the ice, you should be able to come out to get ice picks. 100%. It's the wind. So when you go out and the whole lake's not frozen, you got to know where the wind's coming from and where it's going to push that ice flow. So the minute it's windy, you're not going to see me out fishing at all, unless it's calm, knowing the lake is fully open. That's how I caught the burbot, the record burbot. We went out and I fished with Ono. We went out to go catch some lake trout, and the ice was gone, completely gone. I looked at my GPS. I'm like, my waypoint's in open water. We were fishing that 3 days before. So we turned around we came to back toward shore, and then that's like if the ice was there, we wouldn't have caught that burbot. But that just tells you the lake wasn't fully frozen. The ice floe just detached, and that's the wind. Same thing happens when they fish for walleye in Lake Erie on Ohio. They go out, and the Lake Erie rarely fully freezes, but it freezes enough where guys can go ice fishing for big walleye. And last year they were able to fish for 2-3 weeks, and after that the ice floe got pushed out and it was done.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. You always got to check the wind, and even if the weather network's telling you, it's going to be southwest, we're good because we're fishing northeast. I mean, it can turn around. Like, you never know. Mother Nature can throw a curveball at anybody, so we got to respect that. But any new gear this year you want to try? Because this guy's been river fishing for a while.
Yeah, well, not a while. I've been getting into it more this year. Picked up my first center pin combo, or not combo, reel. As far as new gear, like ice fishing or in general?
Yeah. What are you looking forward to try this year, ice fishing?
Ice fishing? Well, again, I'm hung up on that the panfish thing. Like, I want to try, because in the past I've gotten away with using beefy rods, right? But a lighter rod, that sort of thing. The Wright and McGill, the 48s.
Yeah,
they're stiff. They're beautiful. It's too stiff for perch for sure, but
that 30-inch might not be bad, but it's still
36. It's for big perch. It might not be bad. It depends, because if they're really biting good, they're biting a slab grab. You don't really need something too soft. You jack them and bring them up to the hole.
Yeah,
really,
depends
right?
how deep you're fishing. I like the long rod though. I mean,
yeah,
that's one thing guys were talking about, and I saw some comments on some forums and Facebook pages where, what's your favorite rod? And I'm biased because I like this one rod. It's like Ford and GM. There's no bad companies out there, but when you're fishing for lake trout or whitefish, you want the leverage.
For sure.
You want the leverage.
Yeah.
And I see guys with rods that are like 28-inch long, and it's working. I've been there. But once you go 48, 50-inch, 36-inch, you don't go back, because you setting the hook and you don't need to try and get that slack out all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It does all the fighting for you. So much better. You lose less fish.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's more comfortable too when it gets at the hole. You get all this bend in this rod because it's moderate. It's not stiff. Yeah, you're not popping fish at the hole either.
Yeah.
If your rod is this long and it's bending all the way here, you only have, 8 inches of play. When my 36 or 48 is bending all the way here, I got about 24 inch of play. It's keeping fish pinned down, and it's not a stiff rod, right?
No.
You got to be careful though, because if you get too stiff of a rod on a lake trout or whitefish, you'll bend the hooks.
Oh, for sure. 100%, especially if you're using treble hooks, you use something like a rattle trap. Some of those companies, the hooks that they come with are not too great, but the dual ones are pretty good. You can use a stiff rod with the dual ones.
But duo scares me. Like, when I grab a duo out of the box and it has the saltwater hook, the gray hooks, the thin hooks on like, I'm scared of those hooks. When that lake trout comes up the hole, I don't want to grab her.
Yeah.
Those hooks scare me. They're so sharp.
End up in your hand. Yeah.
It's like that jungle hook from Owner.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a gnarly hook. Like,
it seems like it pierces skins and just keeps going.
You gotta respect that hook. Like, usually a flipping hook, you don't really need to respect all that much because it's so big, right?
Yeah.
You gotta respect that jungle hook for sure.
Because it'll
end up in your hand.
So the smaller diameter, it'll have better penetration, right? It's like a needle versus the size of my finger trying to get in somewhere.
Got any questions there?
Let's see if we got some questions, guys. It's going down pretty quick, but shoot your questions. We're gonna keep going over the subject of ice fishing. There's something I want to talk to you guys about. Something I forgot, but getting boots. That's the main thing. When I take people out, I took LB last year. She had a blast, and I took I guided the same day 2 guys. And the main thing is they're following my channel. They want to go out, took them out. And the main thing I tell LB and those 2 guys is boots. And rubber boots won't cut it. Walmart boots won't cut it. Canadian Tire boots won't cut it. You need a really, really good pair of boots. That's not going to get wet, and that's going to keep your feet warm. Otherwise, once you're in the hut, I mean, it can be minus 40 outside. That's one thing we can talk about, huts. And that's the question I get asked the most. And let's talk about Fish Finder too.
Fish Finder?
Devin on my Instagram's got a question. Let's see if he's going to post it on here. So obviously boots are key. Warm boots. You don't want to be freezing, staying there. And, I never have my feet frozen. I got those Cabela boots. Cabela doesn't give me anything. They're great boots. And, I'm not pumping something that they're supporting. They're not doing nothing. It's a good product. And if I have any issue with Cabela's, I'll bring it back and they're going to give me another pair. Right?
Yeah, they're pretty good for that for sure.
They're better because he works there. Get me Aaron over here.
If you give him enough crop, you're getting a new pair of boots.
No, they're good. That's why you go to a place like Cabela's. Like they have more buying power. They make some good boots. What's the ones I have? Do you remember?
You have the
Infernos.
Yeah, you've got the Infernos.
They're big nice boots.
They're big. They're heavy.
You're not gonna go out and go walk. They're moon boots. I mean, they're heavy. But they're not that heavy anyway. But it's leather boot, and I've never had my feet freezing. Now let's talk about hut. You got a hut. I gave you one.
Yeah, you gave me your Flip Mode 2. Awesome.
That's the Flip Mode 2, you call it?
Yeah, Eskimo.
The Eskimo. That's not a bad hut. It's a denier 400, I think.
Yeah, 400. Yeah.
Not thermal.
It's not thermal. No.
And the big difference with thermal and non-thermal is. Obviously, the thermal is better through the wind. It doesn't seem to escape air as much. The sound's better. You don't hear the wind outside. Yeah. It's obviously warmer. But the big thing with thermal is, let's say it's snowing outside, raining outside, or it's hot outside. You usually get condensation inside the hut.
Yeah.
With the non-thermal, and it drips on you. The thermal, you never have that. That's one thing I've noticed. Clam makes good hut. Fabril makes good hut. Eskimo makes good hut. Otter's on another level. And Otter not sponsored by Otter. But I've had them all. Once you go Otter, you don't go back. It's the same thing with the rods I'm using, the longer rods. You don't go back to 24-inch rods after catching a lake trout on 50-inch.
Talk about this. James is in the market for a new flip over hut.
James doesn't need to know.
Yeah.
James the kind of guy he's got $10,000 worth of track on his ATV.
Yeah.
So he's just gonna go. I want the best, and there's no in between. The otter sled is so thick, so thick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's night and day. Clam's got to keep up. Like Clam is not keeping up. You can buy the pro model, whatever you want. It's a great hut. It's light. The thermal is great. It's built well inside. There's just something else about Otter.
Yeah, the otters are beautiful for sure, and the space you get in the otters, like everybody has a big hut, right? Everybody has a big hut, but the otter, you can go to one of the stores, go to Cabela's, go to whoever's got an otter set up. Just take a step inside one.
Yeah, just the clips, the way it's coming off, and everything's heavy duty, but it's heavy. Like you're not gonna walk it long. Even glare ice, okay, you can walk whatever. You can throw a Winnebago behind you.
Yeah,
glare ice, no problem. 2 inches of snow,
forget about it.
You ain't even doing a kilometer out. No. It's heavy, and there's more stuff that fits in it. So that's a downfall. If you're a walker, I've been a walker. You don't want that.
No, for sure. Or loading it. Remember when we had to load your otter in the back of your Tundra with your trays on there?
Oh,
remember that? We went walleye fishing.
No, it's because my truck I got like this Decade kit which has another foot. So basically, I can't lift that otter alone.
No,
alone and put it in the back of my truck. No, that's not happening. I gotta empty everything out of it, and then maybe and you'll hear the French come out of me. Yeah. But that's why I bought that trailer.
Yeah.
I bought the trailer because I'll just ride it in the skidoo with it and then slide the hut. But that, if we don't get safe ice, I'm kind of screwed. I'm gonna be walking and having to get another hut. But there's a big difference in hot quality. Test them out. Customer service is important. Otter. I had issues with mine where some plastic cap fell off that's protecting like the bench. I got picky about it. I could have taped it. So I called them and they sent it to me. The only problem is Otter, not many people get them in Canada or up this way. Yeah, I think Tremblay has some. Gagnon has some. Cabela's
Cabela's has some now.
Some
we have
flip overs.
Yeah, we have the XC Pro Lodge is the one we carry, which is the one you have without the bench seat.
Yeah. So that's another thing. Bench seat versus swivel seat. I like the bench seat, man. I sleep in this thing. I can't in a pro seat. I'm comfortable here, but I can't lean this way. I can't put my feet up.
Yeah.
And the bench, I put all my stuff, all my cameras. I think the bench lighter too.
Maybe the seats they use. They're not screwing around with those seats, man. They're pretty much like boat seats, man. Like good boat seats is what they are. They're heavy. They're heavy duty for sure.
Yeah,
but
that's that Rapala makes a good hut. Remember the Rapala I had?
The Rapalas aren't bad for the money. The Rapalas are not bad. It's very similar to my Flip Mo, right? Like it's not. It's basic. It's nothing special, right? Once you set it up. Setting it up sucks. Remember, it took us like friggin' 6 hours to set that thing up. But
putting it together. Well, the Otter's the same thing. They're all like that.
Yeah.
Like putting it together. I mean, that's a 6-hour project. To do it well, if you buy a hut that's pre-assembled at Cabela's or anybody else, I mean, I don't want to bash anybody, but it's probably a muck that won't use the hut. So I'll put a screw here, a screw there, and whatever.
Yeah,
No. Build it together yourself, so and you gotta get runners if you're gonna use an ATV or snow machine, snowmobile. You gotta put runners, skis. You can put skis under it.
Saves your
Otherwise, you're gonna wreck the sled part of the hut.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty biased because I got an Otter, but I've been in others. I mean, I really like the space in the Otter, and that's one thing with Kevin. He was texting me. Was it in late August? He's like, "Oh man, I thought you had the biggest the Otter." I said, "Yeah, I got the Lodge." He's like, "Well, there's a resort now."
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "There's a resort," but you get a 1.5 feet wider. But the thing is, I mean, I don't need any more space. I was thinking about getting it. I might get it.
And it's a different fabric on a Lodge too. The Lodge is your Pro Lodge, I think it's like 1,400 denier. The Otter or the Lodge is 800, I believe. So it's
that's the thickness of it. Yeah. Well, I might stick with that one. And the new Otters, they're different now. So when you pull them up like this, I can pull mine up like this and it goes down. And now they got a front arm. So on the last one that's not touching the ice, there's an arm attached and it goes back down and it slides, which might be good. And they got side doors, which I'm not that much of a fan of.
Some guys love the side doors. Some guys like live or die by the side doors. I never needed it. Although
you lift it, if anything.
Yeah, we're more mobile than some other people that might be using a hut. But I don't. The side doors they're interesting, but I can't see why.
To me, I feel like air would get through the zipper. Where I'm standing by would be cool.
Yeah, they're pretty like because the ones we got
have one set up.
Yeah, we got a Pro Lodge set up.
We're gonna have to go see that tomorrow, boys.
And it's the zipper on it. It's
heavy duty.
It's heavy duty.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get too much, but it is right there. You still might, right? But
another, Aaron mentioned being mobile, and I'm not that mobile. There's days I go to one spot, I don't move.
Yeah, for sure. You don't want to move. It doesn't matter who you are. You really don't want to move when you go out there, right? Sometimes you have to, but
I try to move. Like if it's a tough day, I'm gonna move, but I might be moved 2-3 times a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
maybe 2. Average, I bet you an average is probably 1.5.
Yeah.
I don't move. Like I go one area and I fish the area, and if I'm gonna move, I'll move one more spot, and that's about it. I mean, I know guys that just go out with a snowmobile, nothing, and drill holes everywhere, but I think it's a gamble doing that.
Moving?
Yeah.
Or
for lake trout.
Yeah.
For lake trout, not whitefish. I mean,
well, the lake trout move more, right?
The lake trout move more, but they're more picky. And if they're picky, I think if you're moving, you might be moving during that feeding window.
Mm-hmm. That's something that's interesting. A lot of guys don't pay attention to the feeding windows, right?
So those trouts all about feeding windows.
Yeah, you and Steve pay a lot of attention to that, right? It's something that I don't hear anybody else talk about.
Yeah, but it's if you spend enough time out there, I mean, those feeding windows. The same with bass when it gets pressured. I mean, once you understand those feeding windows, you can go out there and just be like, oh, feeding windows at 1 o'clock. I'm just going to go at 1 o'clock. You're going to catch fish. Meanwhile, the guy's been out there all day, hasn't caught nothing till 1 o'clock. So, Brian Johnson's got a
Couple
good
questions.
question.
You've answered the first one. Looks like.
Yeah. How often do you go search for new water on Lake Simcoe? Not every day. I mean, I said I'm not moving, but when I say I'm not moving, it's because it's most likely a spot I've been to or I've got confidence to. Last year, I would say 65% of the time I went, maybe more. I went out and I went on a new spot. I just because some people thought they were really smart and posted some stuff online just to piss me off, but let's not get into that. But we used to have certain areas where nobody would show up, and somebody got jealous of seeing us doing that, and he wasn't able to do that because he was guiding. And once he saw that we had success, he got jealous and posted everywhere we were fishing. Which the lake is public. I mean, if you can do that, no problem. So by that, the areas that he posted where I was fishing got populated and they got pressured and actually sucks now. So now, last year, that's why I was fishing different areas and learning the lake and, how shallow you can catch a lake trout or how deep you can get them during the day and when they move shallow and stuff like that. So yeah, I say 65% of the time is a new area I fish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're moving.
James showed me some areas I would never thought whitefish would be on.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool, I know whitefish are pretty much everywhere in the lake, especially in the winter. They spread out, but I mean, the areas I never thought of fishing. That was pretty cool, like 16 feet of water on big boulders. That's pretty cool. See if we got some more questions.
Yeah, Craig Jordan's got a question there. I think he's been looking for that to be answered.
What structure do you look for on avionics, and how shallow do you start early in the ice? I mean, come to my seminar, and that's one thing. It'll be open books. We're going to talk about targeting lake trout and whitefish shallow year round. So from opener to close, you're going to be catching lake trout, which, it's starting to be I think the herring population and the smelt population are greatly depleted.
Well, remember when it was closed? When we would go and it was closed, we would see schools of them like crazy. I haven't seen schools like that of herring.
But I don't think do you remember the amount of schools there in nuisance? At one point, you would be fishing them and be like, I can't fish anymore. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So, but those herring, I think it's not for people keeping them. I think it's it's like
because they're pressured now.
No, I think it's a 7-year cycle.
Oh,
how you see rabbits everywhere.
Yeah.
I saw rabbits on my lawn all year, and in 3 years I'll be like, where are the rabbits? You don't see rabbits anymore. It's just a cycle. Did they get a good spawn? Did they get to?
Yes.
I think this year maybe we see a bounce back on the herring. I didn't see any schools fishing for bass. And usually they hang out around the bass.
Mm-hmm.
The bass hang around them. I mean, I think that pushes a lot of fish shallow, to answer your question. And there's not too shallow anymore. Like I know guys and I've seen them. I've never hooked one, but I've seen whitefish in 6 foot of water. I drilled over a shoal. I thought it was 15 feet of water. Boom, I'm in 6 feet. I'm like, I'm going to jig here anymore. Well, your sonar is not going to do nothing.
No.
Because your cone's about a foot wide. So you might as well just look down the hole.
Yeah.
And I just saw one pass by. You can stop around. They're so skiddy as shallow. Like 35 feet of water, if you make noise and she sees you and she hears, they're gone.
For sure.
They're gone unless they're really hungry. So that's one thing you want to be careful about is being shallow. I mean, it's not like fishing over 100 feet of water.
No.
And I hope I'm wrong. Me and Ono, we're talking about this. Like, it would be really cool to get them steady, deep. It's fun. There's nothing like a lake trout rising 120 feet of water just to smash your bait.
chasing them up. It is a lot of fun for sure, but getting those fish shallow, man, it's something else. I find they fight a little bit more too. Maybe because you're not.
Because you're not burping them.
You're not burping them. Yeah.
But I think when you're catching them deep, you know, they not that they're afraid of the ice, but when you're catching them deep, they use the ice to trap the bait fish, kind of like a whale pushing bait fish up around bubbles. They use the ice the same way. Shallow, I mean, the bait fish don't hang around shallow.
No, not really.
They come shallow and they know stuff's on bottom, and you know, if you raise your bait up 15 feet and you're in 30 feet, I mean, she's not going to come up. She's going to see you through the hole anyway. She's going to hear you.
Yeah.
Your fish finder is your biggest deterrent when you're fishing shallow. Remember swimming?
Yeah, I was going to say, you figured that one out this year.
That's swimming. One thing I learned, guys. Your fish finder is, for fish that are pressure, is the first thing they notice. Not the boat, not you, not the nose you're making. Is pinging right on their head. I went swimming. Aaron was fishing. I was trying to film some stuff. And that's the only thing I could hear. It gave me a headache. I had to come out after like 15 minutes. It just that pinging nonstop. Like those fish, you definitely can feel that. For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Like those fish, like they probably relate to that now. They're not dumb. They probably, hey, that pinging, last time I had pinging, I got hooked. I'm gone.
Mm-hmm. Well, they definitely know on Simcoe. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that they know the boat means danger on Simcoe, the smallmouth. All right,
for sure.
Like, and there's no doubt. All right.
Imagine Bear Point. How many people are fishing over there in the winter?
Crazy.
Hundreds. Just everybody's got a sonar going. So you got 100 times 10 times 100.
Yeah. And think of the lures down there too.
Yeah, that's one thing.
They try to swim through a maze of lures.
Yeah, I mean, if you're fishing community holes, and then that's a trick I give on the seminars. You're fishing a community hole. You're fishing, let's say, you know, Arizona's the community hole. You don't want to be setting yourself up in the middle, right? You want to be setting yourself up at the beginning of the community hole, at the end of the community hole, getting those fish that are coming in. Because if the chance of that fish biting your lure when you're in the middle, when it's seen 1,500 lures, why? It's probably going to bite it because it's pissed off.
Yeah.
You know, that's about it. I mean, that's my while we're on that topic, what do you think is a great ethics ice fishing? Let's talk about this. I don't know, how close is too close?
As far as I'm concerned, I do the same thing as you. I stay as far away from guys as I possibly can, right? I don't want any confrontation. There's no point in setting up close to someone anyways, right? Definitely, if your sonar is interfering with my sonar, you're way too close.
Yeah,
100%. If I can hear you talking in your hut, you're way too close. Maybe.
Yeah, it's respect. The lake is so big. It's, you know, guys are, especially the old mentality, is like, I've been fishing this spot forever. So if I'm on that spot, I get up at 5:30 a.m. I show up there at 6:30. I'm fishing. There's nobody around me, and he was fishing there yesterday. Well, I was fishing here yesterday, so he's going to pull a hole literally beside my hut. And I didn't know he was there yesterday. I mean, if I see that, and if I've had 20, 30 fish days, and I see a guy on that, I'm done. I don't want to fish around people. It's not fun. You can go fishing to relax. You don't want to fish around people, and you know, it's just, I fish to relax. That's for me.
Yeah, I get it.
So what do you think is a safe distance?
I don't know. I'm not good with distances. 100 feet, 50 feet?
100 feet is 30 meters from here to the garage.
Yeah, probably 100 feet, 50 meters.
Yeah, depending how crowded it is.
Depends how deep the water is, too. Shallow water, deep water, right?
Guys with their gas augers.
Yeah,
You're showing up and he's drilling 100 feet over there, and he's drilling his guy. Get with the times. Electric. Those fish shallow are gone. Like, you using gas auger, it's dead for at least half an hour.
Yeah.
They're gone. Sure. They don't want to hear that.
No. They know. Like, maybe they don't know, but they know.
But
right?
An electric auger might attract the fish. There's a big difference because it's scratching the ice, which, you know, it's the same thing busting bait fish does.
Yeah.
But a gas auger with that exhaust, I mean, I had cameras down and guys would show up 300 feet and you hear it.
Yeah.
You hear it through the water. Yeah. Shallow, those fish are skittish. They're gone.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
We're gone for sure.
Brian's saying, have we ever gotten along with random people on Lake Simcoe, or how close were they to you? I remember when we were out there, what was that, 2 years ago? Man, we were out there. It was me, you, and Steve. We were fishing there, and there was a family that was they were pretty far off. Out on Simcoe out here, we took the sled out. It was me, you, and Steve. You dropped me off.
Yeah.
I drilled the holes. You came back.
Oh yeah, that's far enough though.
They were far enough.
Completely opposite. So you're fishing a hump or whatever, and they're completely on the other side. And I mean, you'd hear them when they get excited catching the fish. Yeah.
And the kids came over and talked to us. It was pretty neat. I thought that was pretty cool. I mean,
there's all right.
You're the only one catching fish that day, but
the main thing is these guys don't show up there. There's just fish there. They're like, oh
yeah,
that's a sea bass hunt.
Yeah.
Guys, I get that so many times, and that's the downfall of making those videos and those things is I post videos and you see guys catching, and that's the biggest thing about ice fishing or fishing in general, where that's the old school mentality. Oh, east fishing, there must be fish.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I go completely against the grain. If there's somebody there, I go the other way. First, I want to give him his space, and I want to figure him out on my own. There's nothing like you get for sure. I get stopped over setting my hut. Hey, you're sea bass. They come and that's cool. I get that, guys. Come say hi to me. There's space is everything. Like I want to enjoy my day just as much as you want to enjoy your day.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's the downside of making videos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. You got to kind of see where they're coming from, though. It's probably pretty neat for them to come up and meet.
100%. That's why I'm saying come say hi to me.
Yeah.
Just keep a respecting distance.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, we fish community holes in Kempenfeld for whitefish.
Oh yeah. 100%.
And guys, you can throw a rock at them.
Yeah.
And that's fine because they're all in one area, and it's. But if you see me in the middle of a lake where nobody else is around, I mean, I try to go the other way.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot, like you said, there's a lot of water out there. There's no. I hear it a lot because guys know I fish with you. They're like, "What's Seb's secret spot?" I'm like,
"There's no secret
Seb
spot.
does not have a secret spot. Seb goes out there and he fishes." And
It's a pattern.
You heard it from it's a pattern. I've heard it from a few guys. It's like, and I agree. Seb will fish a new shoal every day, right? Like you'll fish a new spot every day.
Yeah,
right?
you just got because that's how you'll learn. Otherwise, those spots get pressured and everything. The main thing, here's an example. We're bass fishing this year in the fall, and every weekend I got the same boat. He's a guide out here. Got the same boat. It's coming to check, and he knows I don't like the guy. Come in to check, and then the next day you go on his website. It's like, oh, found new area that's fishing, and he posts a waypoint, just pissed me off, right? Because he can't catch them, and I won't become a fanboy of his.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's ruined it for me so many times, and people like that don't really have friends,
it's tough
for what they do, and
tough to make friends like that.
Well, he'll pull his phone out the last minute. He's done it to other guys out there. He's done it to Callum Johnson and Donnie, which I don't talk to these guys. I respect them.
Yeah,
what they do for the fishery, I think it's great. But he'll show up to these guys, and they tell me, he's like, "Oh, you're on my spot." He pulls his phone. Meanwhile, he just pulled up. It's bad when you gotta have your phone out to fight a story. How many times having my camera rolling on my boat in my hut saved me? From like guys, he would poke his head in and just, "All right, you're on my spot from yesterday. I didn't see you here yesterday. You're spilling lies. It's just bad." But anyway, let's touch base. So fishing ethics, I think if you're fishing 35 feet of water, give me at least 100 feet.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're fishing 100 feet of water, give me more. I'm just if you're fishing 100 feet, you got a 60 feet beam radius. Give me more. But I think the whole mentality, especially guys fishing with no fish finder and just go jigging there, they'll drill a hole right beside you. They don't care. Yeah. They don't know any better. For them, they're going meat hunting.
Some people don't. Some people just don't know.
Here's one thing. What do you think about limits on Lake Simcoe, lake trout and whitefish?
Lake trout and whitefish? Well, I'll tell you what, like I do like whitefish. You know, we've kept a few whitefish, and I think there's a lot of guys out there keeping fish, right? But it's you can't. I think two's all right. It's a put and take fishery, right? And you can't really knock it down without.
They don't put as much as they used to, though.
No, for sure. And there's more guys than ever fishing.
You look at them, right? So it's a put and take fishery, meaning what Aaron's saying is they put every year 50,000 lake trouts for the past 10 years or so. This last year was 25. And same with this year. Yeah, 25,000. So 50,000, and then they reduced it in half. It's fishing great, but this lake is one of the most pressured lake in North America ice fishing. For sure, 100%. And the guys that come here from far are keeping their limits. For sure. Yeah. But 2 whitefish, 2 lake trouts. But and you see guys, they'll go out Saturday, 2 whitefish, 2 lake trout. And then the next day, 2 whitefish, 2 lake trout. No. That means you're donating fish. Yeah. Now you're not. If you're not going to keep it for yourself, I mean, how greedy you got to be. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the lake trout, I'm going to get bashed for this. A lake trout, it don't taste good. No, I was going to say that. I was like, you might as well not even bother at the lake. I'll eat the table before I eat lake trout. If it's a small northern lake trout, maybe. But the lake trout, they're gross. We've tried that. Then we kill a fish one time by accident, and we tried it. Dog wouldn't even eat it. I had this dog, Gypsy, and my roommate I lived with at the time was like, keep me a lake trout, keep me a lake trout. I finally caught a 5-pounder. I'm like, this is perfect eater. She's bleeding everywhere. I kept her. Cleaned her all good, baked it and everything. I had one bite, I spewed it out, and I cooked it. I didn't put much on it. Like, it should taste like a trout. Buddy had a bite, like, I'm done. We gave it to the dog and his dog food. He looked at me. He just looked at me. What are you doing? He didn't smell it. He's like, nope. It's just, that's why guys smoke it. But you can smoke the table, it tastes good. You're lying to yourself. You're putting brine. That's the way I see it. Mm-hmm. Now, whitefish, if you clean it properly, you take the fat and the blood fat out. It's money. It's great. And you're super picky about food. Yeah, I'm picky about food. I love whitefish, though. If you prepare it right, it's great. It's amazing. What perch is the best, though? I like perch. One time we went out and we caught a bunch of perch, right? And we took them back to our place, right? I don't know if you were there, but we filleted them all or whatever, and we sat down and we ate it. And I can't remember if you stayed for dinner or not, but everybody tried some. There was a bunch of people at our house, but basically I was left with the rest of the perch. They were good, just everybody else's. We had other food there, right? I ate all those perch. Oh my gosh, I got so sick. Did you? Oh, it was terrible. Sick from what? Eating all the perch, man. Because there's too much breading on it. Maybe because there's too much breading on it, but I don't know. I got super sick from it, but it's still great. I do like perch. I like perch a lot. Perch, I do like perch, whitefish. Yeah, you can't overdo it, eh? Those I don't think you got it. I can't only because they're the ones we kept too were big, right? They were 13 inches, 12, 13 inches, right? So those fish are pretty old. They've been living in Lake Simcoe for a while. Yeah, there's something with me where I can't eat fish too much, or else it goes through me too quick. But DC Kayak Fishing is asking what's your PB Laker. I mean, talk to us about that big Laker. How heavy do you think that Laker was? Don't give me the Aaron conservative. If it had a gut, it was a big fish, but it was a big fish. 25. Yeah, it was probably over 20, 22 maybe. Yeah. It was a big fish he caught. Look at his Instagram. I mean, it was a big fish. Is that one of the nicest lake trout I caught? Yeah, I've seen caught. Yeah. It was a nice fish. Probably one of the biggest that year pulled out too. Cause you see on the forums guys catching them, like you don't see guys like, and you caught, and guys were saying it was not from Simcoe. Remember, from Lake Simcoe, not Simcoe. Blah blah blah. Because we were fishing and it was open water by us. Yeah, and it was early, right? It was guys didn't believe it. There was no lake trout grounds that were frozen. Yeah, it wasn't really lake trout ground. Kempenfeld Bay wasn't frozen, right? The main lake wasn't frozen. No. But it really wasn't lake trout ground. And we took the sled out. That was another day, man. That was 5 inches. What are you talking about? 5 inches. You got the sled and the hut and everything, man. 5 inches fine. It was solid though. Like that day, it was solid. I didn't feel worried. I didn't worry one day. No, I wasn't too worried that day. But The wind was against us. You know, I spudded all the time. I left the sled in the shoal with 2 feet of water.
Yeah.
I mean,
for sure.
Mine was last year. I got a video of it. I think 26, 27 pounds. I caught it on YouTube Live too. That was pretty cool. Big fish. I mean, massive. It was about the size of the one you caught, your personal best, but just like gutted.
Yeah.
Everywhere you put your fingers on it, try the fat would roll over.
Looking fish too. It had some orange on its fins. It was neat.
Oh, that's a good question. You know, Broth the man, Born the man is asking, why don't you weigh your fish? Here's the thing: you can measure those fish and measure the gut. It'll give you the exact weight as to what it is if it's a lake trout. I don't know if there's one for whitefish, but if you're gonna go and weigh those fish, a fish that's over 20 pounds and a lake trout, you're gonna break its jaw. You're gonna do damage, 100% damage, unless you put her in a bag and wear like those carp they weigh in England. Otherwise, you put a clipper on here, you put it through. Those fish are not meant to be held here at 20 pounds. Trash is gonna break its gill. You're gonna kill a trophy. I mean, realistically, you're not going to keep it that big. And if you do, I mean, don't tell me it's going to taste good, because I'll tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
Even if you smoke it, you're taking a prime breeder out, you know, the ones that can breed properly. And if you're going to keep it for a mount, a replica, if you get the measurements of it, will look so much better.
The replica.
Buddy was showing me his 4-pound bass the other day from 20 years ago. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I mean, that wall looks more refined than that bass. That bass is just peeling from everywhere, just because he got a mount.
The replicas are the way to go now.
Replicas are the way to go.
They look so much better, in my opinion, than an old skin mount. I'm sure there's a lot of guys that can do beautiful skin mounts still, but advanced taxidermy is like, you're burbot, man. That's a slick looking fish, man.
You can't even tell it's fake though.
No, you can't. I
tell people it's fake, it's not real. No, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's a work of art, and it'll never fade. It'll never, you know, it's resin, fiberglass resin and airbrush, and you can't tell.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
You can't tell.
Yeah. And if it's a true trophy, you pay the money, do it once.
Yeah. So talking about going back about limits, and that's my perspective, and that doesn't mean I'm right into anything I'm saying today, guys. That's just my opinion, and whether you respect it or not, that's just the way I think. The take and put fishery, we know that the natural lake trout and the natural whitefish, they have no problem spawning. Not that great on Simcoe, but they spawn. Okay,
for sure.
We know that the stocked lake trout and the stocked whitefish, we know they don't spawn. Why not just, you go out there, it's a spawn fish, you got a clip fin. Then take that one. If I'm going to keep a whitefish, it's always going to be a stockfish.
Stalker, yeah.
Stalker. I'm not hurting the fishery. I'm putting time, I'm putting money into this fishery. I mean, I got a podcast about it. I want to be able to catch some whitefish like that, or, people's children want to go catch whitefish. You got to think about this, and it doesn't taste any different as stockfish, and you're not hurting the fishery. So if you go out there and chasing some meats, no problem with that. There's laws for that. But if you're having a good day, just keep the stock one.
Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. I was talking to some friends who are in law enforcement and telling them about this, but it's like you would have so many problems because guys would cut fins of non-stock fish. Well, you can tell if it's done that. You can tell. Like a stockfish, it's gone, but it's healed.
Yeah.
If you do that to a trout or a white, it should be so obvious.
Yeah. You'd still, a lot of people would still be ignorant to the fact if it was a stalker or not, right?
The whole mentality.
There's people that don't know or don't care, really. As bad as it sounds, there's some people that just don't care.
Yeah.
But
the mentality, keeping those fish and giving them to everybody else and not even keeping them.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing that I was going to
You're driving your car from Toronto, more than likely, to come fish Lake Simcoe. That's $30 right there. To come keep fish. $30, you get some nice fillet at the store, man. And you don't even need to clean them.
Yeah.
Right? And you're getting them for sure. You might come to Simcoe and catch nothing.
Yeah, for sure.
That's just my mentality. But anyway, let's read some more questions. What we got on here. We've been going for a while. Shoot some questions on here. We're gonna try to insert them at their best. I'm sure Aaron's an open book. He'll tell you what he does when he goes, because you go out ice fishing by yourself, right?
I'll go out. Yeah, I'll go by myself. I'll go with buddies, whatever.
Did you catch a lake trout last year?
Yeah, I caught one. Actually, I caught one. Caught a couple in camp. I went out there. Yeah, it was tough for me, but I caught a couple. I did. There was one day I caught 2 in one day, which was a pretty good day for me, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I caught a couple.
When was that?
Pretty early season. I can't remember. I went out with Connor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good ones?
No.
Is that the pressure crack?
No. The pressure crack was, I don't think that was last year. That was 2 years ago, I think, the pressure crack. That's insane. That's one thing that, like,
you saw it open and go like this?
Yeah. Skinny ice is not.
Oh, but the pressure crack happens. Big ice, they don't matter.
No, it doesn't matter, but that scared the crap out of me, man. I heard it. Boom! And I just got up and started walking. I was walking back. My buddies were like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "I'm going here. See you later." But
I remember the first time I was out with, I was guiding with this guy Adam. He had a snowmobile. I didn't have a snowmobile. He took us out there. We're in the hut. We're fishing, and it's like we rode a wave for 2 seconds. It went. Surfed the wave and went back down. I'm like, oh my god! And there's 2 feet of ice.
Yeah.
I lifted the hut. I'm like, what happened? Is there a truck that came beside us? But that's one thing we saw silly last year. The amount of trucks out there.
Yeah.
With the amount of pressure crack, that's crazy.
Do you remember when we took your Dodge Nitro out there?
Well, there's 3 feet of ice.
Yeah. No,
inches.
I'm not saying that. Remember how many times we got stuck?
On summer tires, bud.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you didn't have snow tires. We took it on the ice. And then we went perch fishing. Saw some guys at a Subaru Forester just booking it across the lake.
That Subaru Forester was loaded with brewskis.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
Just going.
Yeah.
Cooking. That's the thing. You see those guys going fast, but you don't see those pressure cracks.
Yeah.
And you don't stop either quick.
No.
2 years ago, there's a few guys that died.
Yeah.
They rolled their F-150s. They thought it was a cool thing to do. When we had a lot of ice by Beaverton, they went on the ice. They spun around. They all died.
They rolled it?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Got some questions about gobies. That's an interesting one. What do you think about that?
Where's the question about gobies?
Craig Jordan.
No, gobies, I think they're the reason why the smallmouth fishery is so good right now. I mean, look at it.
I have to agree.
I mean, it's not good if you're eating fish. That's 100%, because we know they feed on muzzle zebra, and muzzle zebra has cancerogen into them. That's a well-known fact. Fish that do eat gobies are not. You're not to eat them too long. Look at all the sores they have, the smallmouth bass.
Mm-hmm.
That's all cancer.
Yeah.
It's all cancer. I mean, I don't think you can cook that out either.
Wouldn't want to eat them. I mean, bass and Simcoe, they get so big and so fat to begin with. You probably don't want to be eating them anyways. I know we know guys that do keep them, but I don't know.
Yeah,
no, touch it.
It's I think it's great for the fishery if you're sport fishing, releasing everything. I mean, gobies is great, and if you're talking about a real bad invasive species, obviously the Asian carp, that's going to be the total opposite. It's just going to kill the fishery. But how do we target burbot? We don't really target them. I went out once targeting burbot on Simcoe, and it was at night, and I caught one. That's it for 3 hours. Otherwise, it's all happen to be catching them. Like they show up on the shoal, or they show up deep. The big one I caught was deep, and it's you don't really target them. Like you're not doing anything different. We got tried going with suckers and dead suckers. I don't know. You're always catching them when moving bait on Simcoe. I know that if we go north where we target them, you need to have sucker meat on your jig, and you catch them at night. But on Simcoe, I've caught way more during the day, but I fish more during the day too. I've been out at night trying to catch them.
Yeah.
Just no. We got some more questions here.
Got Brian Johnson asking if you're going to target more Simcoe walleye this year. That's an interesting.
I've never caught one.
That's an interesting one. I caught a cooch walleye. Does that count?
That's a big walleye.
That's a big
You
walleye.
caught a big walleye on cooch in the summer on a spy bait.
Spy bait.
But I've never broken my walleye cherry. Not that I target them. But last year in one of the videos you see, I got a conservation officer come to my hut, and I was catching fish. I had a fish on, and you guys don't see the whole video because I don't post the whole conversation on the video. But he's like, so how you doing? I said, oh, I caught like 10 fish. He's like, oh, you're probably one of the only one I saw catching fish.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the funny thing. You might be watching this. He goes, but I got a guy over there. He was trying to get a walleye. It had to be 17, 20 pounds. He said, we looked through the hole and he had a camera down. Couldn't get him going. They're picky. If you think lake trout and whitefish are picky, walleyes are way pickier because they're in Simcoe.
That reminds me of a story James told me. Because James is a very accomplished perch fisherman,
Yeah.
right? So he was fishing one of those perch tournaments, right? Yeah. Years ago. And he ended up right as because certain time you're allowed to drop your bait, right? So he's sitting there, he's got his fish finder on, right?
Yeah.
And he's waiting, and a big mark comes across the screen.
Yeah.
He's like, oh man. He's like, this is it, right? It's gonna be a good day. And he drops it. As soon as he drops it, puts it down, hooks it.
Yeah.
It was a giant walleye. He said he couldn't get it through the hole. It was so big.
He was using a 6-inch hole. Since that day, he's been using an 8-inch.
He said, he's like, that thing, he's like, I'm not going to say it was a world record. He's like, that thing was probably a world record.
Yeah, there's some in Simcoe.
He said that thing was a record. He couldn't get it through he's like, that's
but he was fishing a 6-inch hole.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
But I used to use a 6-inch hole for lake trout. No problem. Never had issues. I mean, you get tight a little bit sometimes. But
I've seen some fish come through the hole that we used to use, and it's like, oh, that's not gonna work.
But I mean, that tells you like that burbot was not fitting in a 6-inch hole.
No, for sure. No, 100%. That thing's
barely fit through an 8-inch.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think 7 inches around.
There's walleye and Simcoe guys that are massive. You never hear of walleye being caught under double digits. It's rare.
Yeah.
But they're really hard to get, and you can't go and say, I don't care. Anybody that says they go and target walleye on the ice and catch them every day, it's not happening. They're more than likely accidental catch.
Yeah.
On Simcoe. So we've got some more
caught in
questions.
Kempenfeld, the walleye.
Pardon me?
If you walleye caught in Kempenfeld.
There's a lot of walleye in Kempenfeld. You put a camera down, and there's a lot. You're just trying to get them going.
I knew.
It's like, how many guys? It's the best smallmouth fishery in the world here. Size-wise, there's so many bass that are big.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You hear guys catching them. It's maybe 2-3 a year, maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
They're hard to get. They won't go. They want it certain ways, and I don't think nobody's put a walleye pattern out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, guys, we're gonna wrap it up soon, but let's see some questions here. Definitely. Let's see some questions. A lot of guys, ask your questions. Canada are going to use the Meigs this year. So I don't have confidence because I don't use it. A lot of guys, that's all they use, and they crush them. I use set to hook drifter. It's smaller, and the weight is a different spot, and the hook's much stronger. I find that's what I use, and it's more friendly. I can put it back on. And I mean, he's caught a big lake trout on it wasn't Meigs, it was Bad Boys.
Bad Boys. Tiny one too.
Yeah, the Bad Boys. I mean,
I do like. That's one thing I do like about the Bad Boys is that small size, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but I like that tiny size, right? It works. It produces well.
To me, I mean, it works. It's just not in my toolbox. I mean, I got a couple. I use the drifter. I use tubes. I use different things, and some other people catch them. Williams half and half. I mean, I got one in my tackle box.
Williams half and half.
I don't catch fish on that.
I've got a lot of fish on that, man.
Yeah.
That thing's a sleeper for me, man.
On the side here. See, the guys jigging William half and half, and they don't have a graph, and they're just going like this. They're just hoping to snag.
If you had no sonar, you would have the WD-40 out too, man, on that.
But I wouldn't be fishing without a sonar. It's not fun.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I would probably.
Don't you? The whole thing about fishing Lake Simcoe, that's why guys like it. Is they see it's a video game.
Yeah.
It's a live video game, you know. But Williams half and half. I mean, it works. But no, this year, what's my new bait I'm looking for to use? I mean, 2 years ago with that rattle trap was insane.
The rattle trap bite was good.
It was insane. You're catching a lake trout, whitefish. Like whitefish would have half the rattle trap in their mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, and this last year caught a couple on rattle trap, caught a couple on the vibrato.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but the drifter, man, once they start biting that drifter, I mean, it's hard to put it down because last year there wasn't many lake trout, and I think, you know, the fishery's a bit hurting, like lake trout wise. But you're fishing shallow and a lake trout comes through. If you have the right bait, she's eating. There's no doubt.
Yeah, the shallow.
That drifter, if a lake trout came through, I didn't need to play with her. It was in his mouth, instant. You know, I think it's a lighter head too, and it's just sits perfectly. It doesn't drop down too quick. Doesn't go up too quick. I mean, it's light. It's 1/8. A super strong hook on that too, right?
Yeah. What head do you use?
They're Berkeley. I don't know what you call them, but a lot of the weight is through the hook.
Oh, the one with the
ribs.
The ribs. Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that hook.
You like that hook?
I mean,
you got those from Tremblay's.
Yes, they don't have them anymore though.
No, I was gonna say I don't have them anymore.
They're all in my tackle box. But I mean, Remy might have stocked up. But that hook, I got so much confidence because of strong hook. I caught 2 6-pounders in a tournament at the Pro-Am. Smallmouth bass on the tube. That's what I use. That's my tube hook.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. I've been doing that too.
Yeah, it works so great. The hook is in the skirt, and it's a good hook. It's a really, really good hook. Any rainbow catches on Simcoe? No, I've never seen one. I hooked one, but I know guys caught them. There's some rainbow ponds on the south end of Simcoe that got overflown, and a lot of rainbows went through there. I mean, there's brook trout in Simcoe. I don't think, you know.
I don't know how many there is in Simcoe.
There's definitely brook trout in Simcoe because all the streams that link up to Simcoe have brook trout in them. We catch them. We go fun fishing for them. I mean, right by your house, remember?
Yeah,
you walk in a ditch. You know, what do you call them? Ditch chicken?
Yeah, ditch chicken. You can probably those fish. Yeah, I was gonna say those fish probably aren't bad eating, man. They're all natural. I wouldn't keep any because of the sensitivity, but
yeah, they're small. They're like this big.
Big.
But there's brook trout in Simcoe. There's guys said that they caught rainbows in Simcoe, but I don't think they're reproducing or anything. Simcoe's a sensible fishery. I mean, look, they've been putting muskie in Lake Simcoe for how many years? What, anybody knows? 10, 15 years?
I'm not sure. I know they just stocked a whole bunch.
I've caught one. And
I've
caught one in Cook's Bay.
That's interesting.
But I'm fishing for pike.
Yeah.
And it wasn't big. It was maybe this long. There's some in Cooch. There's big ones.
I've seen them in Cooch. I've seen big ones in Cooch. We probably shouldn't say that, guys are going to go out there.
I mean,
fish them, but
you know, you don't go out and target muskie.
No.
Just like you're not targeting walleye.
No, for sure.
You know, it's nobody's doing successfully, as I should say.
For sure.
So I got a question. Born the Man is asking DI and CI on Sonar. CI, you're talking about hummingbird. So DI stands for down imaging, and it's not something I use ice fishing. Your radius, your cone angle for down imaging is much narrower, and you don't have this faster and stronger return like you do on 2D. So that 2D is a standard sonar. And Devin, I don't know if you asked your question. I said I would answer it. So he messaged me on Instagram, and he said, you know, Seabass, what fish finder should I buy? I'm about to buy a fish finder. You know, talking about, you don't have a fish finder.
No, I don't have a fish finder. I bum off you.
Yeah.
Got your old 898?
No, that's the one I'm using.
You're using that one? Shit, I'm gonna have to buy a fish finder.
Well, that's the one I was using last year. But
yeah.
Humminbird has that's what I use. Humminbird doesn't sponsor me. That's what I use. It's reliable. It's more live than other that I've used. There's no, when you're fishing shallow, you know, you want real time. And I think the other brands don't have that it's not as real time. Lawrence is a good unit, has a good unit, a great GPS, you know, a bit quicker than the Humminbird. But the Humminbird never failed me. I'd never been out there where I can't mark bottom or can't mark my bait or the unit won't start. It's always worked for me.
Yeah,
Humminbird.
reliable.
So you don't need some massive. Humminbird makes a 335 ice. I don't know if they still make it. That's one of the best fish finder ever fries. It's so fast, the refresh rate on it. So you're looking when you're ice fishing for a 2D sonar, or you can go with a Vlexlar. But I think, you know, I really like the history that a fish finder can give you.
I do like the fish finder as well. Like, I don't have the experience of using a flasher, right? I know some guys, maybe some more old school guys, do like the flasher, but
I like the history. I like to know where that lake trout came through. 15 seconds ago, you know, that gives me an idea. Oh, she's chilling, suspended. You know, with a flasher, you're guesstimating.
Yeah, you have to really watch it if he's coming in. Like,
I think a flasher's great because you can, if you're fishing shallow and stuff like that. But have you ever heard of flasher? The pinging sound it does, so much more aggressive.
Yeah, is it
regular fish finder? Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I mean, they all have good brands. Has a better deal. Go to Cabela's, go to Bass Pro. I mean, that's where I would buy all my fish finders. If there's anything and I'm not satisfied, I bring it back. All the places they'll give you the run around. I mean, that's just my experience, and that's just me being honest. Yeah, see, Brian Johnson's using a 799 CI, and I'm using a 958 CI, and it's amazing. It's fast return and everything. No, I can't use the Solix ice fishing for two things. It's a big unit, and it's about 4.7 amp an hour.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it would drain my battery instant. Now, here's the thing: you take an Elix 12, which is 3 inch shorter, 1.7 amp an hour. You would be able to run an Elix for a while, but it's your backlight that's really drawing the power.
Yeah.
You know, I'm using a 958, and I use it all day on one battery. Now, one thing we can talk about, guys, is that we haven't talked is lithium-ion batteries for a fish finder. They've come a long ways. Last year, this company sent me a battery. I didn't pay anything for it. They wanted me to do a review on it. Dakota Lithium. They make lithium-ion battery, and that's my favorite battery. It's light. It'll last me 2 days. It's the same as all the other sides I use.
You got one?
Yeah. The only thing, they're pricey. They're about $100 Canadian. And you need a charger with it. And the only thing I didn't like about it is the charger. One time I got home and I plugged the negative into the positive upside down. I fried the charger. I mean, I do this with another charger, no problem. The only thing is with the lithium ion, you can't let it die. You need a special charger. You need that charger to recharge it. So me frying that charger, now it's killed it for me.
Yeah.
But that lithium, I liked it. The Panoptix, I mean, I've tried it. Garmin lent me a unit, and it's not real time. You think it's real time from the videos you've seen out there. There's a 1.5 to 2 second delay. That's massive.
That's pretty big. That
it's
fish
massive.
Be there and gone. Doesn't take
that fish sees your bait. That bait's not moving. Oh, you're like, oh, there's a fish. It's already gone. It's gone. You gotta have a reaction. You know, or it's a reaction bite when you're fishing lake trout. How many times have you hooked a lake trout when you're fishing your bait's not moving? I might have caught one. Yeah. When I'm not paying attention. Oh, you need real time. It's critical. So Panoptix is not really cheating. It's also not just a 60 degree, 20 degree cone. No, it's 120 by 20. So those fish coming through like this disappear real quick. So don't think the Panoptix is, I use it for a half season and sure, it's cool. You see those fish coming. It's not real time. You miss a lot more fish than you think you do.
It's interesting.
Now, Garmin has great units. They're super fast. You power it up. You can play with it. The software is great. The CPU in there or whatever. Yeah, the CPU chip is super fast compared to the Lawrence and Humminbird. Just, I think they have a lot of, you know, it's a new technology. They got to refine it. You know, yeah, it's got some growing to do, but it's cool. I mean, it's really cool. If that fish is moving real fast, you don't see it. right? You don't see it. It just becomes like a big cloud of something. So you don't really see where that, the strongest point return is. On a 2D, you will. What's better, a gas auger and electric auger? All right, watch this. And I'm going to be really to the point on this. Electric, I'm just going to say the downfall of gas auger. I'm not even going to have to say the positive of an electric auger. Gas auger, fumes, is it going to start mixing oil and gas? The cord might break. More than likely going to have how many times it happens. If it starts, once you got it start, it screams everybody where you are, scares all the fish away, and they're not that fast, and they're heavy, and they'll leak gas and oil all over your auger if you put them sideways over time, or all over your gear. So I'm at 9 downfall. Electric auger, try to give me a downfall. There's no downfall. Milwaukee M18 fuel, red lithium. It's made to work in the cold up to -40. The minute I press on, it's on. What's going to happen? The battery's going to die. Well, your gas auger might run out of gas too. So you better bring an extra jerry can of gas. I got a spare battery.
Yeah.
So the same thing. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's twice as light on electric auger, like the Milwaukee and the Cadra. I don't know about the Ion and stuff like that. They're pricey, but I mean, it's a no-brainer. Electric all day. All day. You can set up an Ion or a Milwaukee or a K-drill, or you can set up a Milwaukee on a regular Swede bore. No problem. 50 holes on the battery.
Yep. You
tested
that.
Yeah, I got a video where I tested all those things. So,
how many holes?
How many holes on the K-drill? I mean, 30 holes nonstop, meaning, and in 15 to 18 inches of ice, hard ice. And it was -23 outside, if I remember. Well, I got a video about it. You can see the whole thing.
One battery.
30 holes nonstop. The drill got so hot. I mean, that's probably what killed the battery more than anything. I'd say probably do 50 holes if you do 3 here, 3 here, 3 there. Yep. 30 holes, 1 battery. And that's pretty good. I mean, and that's with a 5-amp battery. They have 9, they have 12. The 12 will do over 100 holes.
Yeah, 12
for sure.
Big battery.
For sure. I mean, it's no brainer. No brainer. Canada says about the Panoptix, you might as well have a camera. But the thing is with a camera is the wire's there. If you catch a lake trout, it's going to catch the camera. I put a GoPro down there, and they get caught all the time. I end up reeling the GoPro with the fish. And your camera, you're doing, so let's say this is your fish finder screen or your bottom. Camera's doing one thing here. I mean, fish finder is going to cover all this.
Yeah.
And if you reel up your bait, well, that camera's not following your bait if you're fishing deep. So it's great for perch if you're using camera. Yeah. I mean, I use a camera when I'm really shallow and I leave it in the hole and I just point on an angle.
Yeah.
Just to see if anything comes further.
I've heard of guys using it for whitefish too, for detecting bites, because they can see the bite before they feel it with the rod.
What is it?
With the camera. Like with an optic view.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, for perch, I think it tracks the perch.
Oh yeah,
see it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
well, I shouldn't say that. Sometimes they're not.
Yeah. Best fluorocarbon for leader use. I mean, Sunline by
That's
far.
all I use. Sunline.
It's a fluorocarbon from Japan. You can get them at most tackle store that carry them. Does Cabela's have it?
Cabela's does have them. We have the Cabela's
Sniper FC fluorocarbon 12-pound test or 10-pound test or 8-pound test for whitefish like trout. It's by far the best.
What about this? This is a question I get a lot for at work. Is what line you use for your spooling your rods? I know me, I use the original Power Pro.
Yeah,
that's what you use too. But a lot of guys, if they're not comfortable with tying line-to-line knots, or if they're going to be fishing outside, right?
Well, if you're fishing outside, straight fluorocarbon and mono.
Straight fluorocarbon.
Or mono.
Or mono.
Yeah, for sure.
So
but you got stretch, and then if you're going to fish outside with straight fluorocarbon, straight fluorocarbon, so the line doesn't absorb the water like the braid. if I'm fishing inside of a hut, just 10-pound braid is plenty.
Original Power Pro.
Yeah, original Power Pro, and just a great line. I don't think any other line's even on par with that.
I like my original Power Pro. I know I've tried a lot of it, and
it's strong.
A lot of
it says 10 pounds. It's just way stronger than 10 pounds.
Even like the 5 pounds. I should be able to break 5 pounds out of this.
No,
forget about it.
5 pound is probably 15.
You can win money doing that. You go, I break this 5 pound test. Oh, I can do that. No way, man. You're slicing your fingers open.
Yeah, no, it's the Power Pro, man. The original Power Pros are onto something, by far. What's my setup for lake trout? So I got my Humminbird 958 CI. It's a 2D sonar with ice transducer that I got on a Nanook case that I purchased on Amazon. The whole setup probably cost me $400 with the fish finder and everything, and the battery. And then I got, an otter, the Lodge. I love it. And I got a Skidoo Renegade, which is a bit overkill for what I do, but I'm not going to get stuck in slush.
Yep.
But, and I got, you guys can see it on my YouTube channel, the back page. You can see I got 2 totes put in there, and I got the auger rack. Overkill, but so nice. I got so much more room now. Yeah, that's it. And I got a K-drill with Milwaukee M18, and I use those Wright McGill rods that I'm gonna have at the show. That's it. What do you use?
Well, I'm basic. I'm still walking out, so I've got my flip mo. All right. Well, your flip mo.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of Wright McGill rods now. The flip mode doesn't have as much room as the otter, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So those 48s, they struggle in the flip mode.
I'll give you a trick though.
What's that?
You go sideways.
Sideways. Yeah, I can work it, right? 42s, no problem. Like I have some of the Fenwick Elite Tech 42s, and they're not bad. I like them. I do prefer the Wright and McGills, but that's what I use. And then as far as reel goes, you like those Daiwas, the BGs. They're nice and reliable. And then honestly, I've got pretty good reels when it comes to ice fishing, but I bought them all on sale, right? I've got a Cabela's Tournament ZX, which is made by Daiwa. I've got a Fluger, Curist or something like that. I've got Revo SX, Abu Garcia. I think I got a couple Flugers. I've got
that BG
stuff,
though.
The BGs are bulletproof. Tell them the story about Georgian Bay. You dumped them in Georgian Bay.
Daiwa doesn't give me anything. I buy everything at Cabela's or Epps when it comes to reels and rods. I don't want a sponsorship or anything. It's just I want to buy what I want and say honest review. I don't want bias review. That's a big thing with me. And you hear me say that all the time. And I got a lot of viewers and asking me, what do you think of this shovel? And I'll tell you, I paid $24 and it broke, or it lasted me. Yeah,
you're honest. You're good. Yeah.
That's the one thing in fishing is the politics that bug me. And the guys are getting a brand new pack of bait and saying it's the greatest thing ever. Meanwhile, they've never caught a fish on it. And just because they got a pack for free for $5.99, they're going to start everything. That's just not me.
Yeah, for sure.
So back to the reel. So Daiwa came with a reel 2 years ago. It's called a BG. It's a black reel, small, right? 1500 size. We grab it, instantly just grabbing it and looking at it, it's a solid reel. Well, how much are they? $109?
Yeah, I think they're a little bit more than that.
89 to $109.
Yeah.
So 1500s. It's 1-piece handle, so it doesn't go back. So that's strong. Who uses that anyway? Right? You're not losing weakness.
No.
So it's a 1-piece handle. It's the handle screws into the reel, so it's not one knob holding it. I hate those.
Yeah.
Direct drive is key.
You gotta have it.
Seal bearings, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Mag seal, they call it.
It's salt water.
Salt water. It won't rust.
Yeah.
The drag is not a Stella or Stratic.
It's not. Yeah.
It's like a President.
Oh, it's easily as good as the President.
A Fluger President. I mean, the drag is great for lake trout.
It's fine. It's good. It's a good drag.
And it can take a beating. The gears on it, everything is solid.
It's built to last.
It's built to last, and it's not the lightest reel, but it's not the heaviest reel either.
It's fine.
There's nothing wrong with them. That's all I use ice fishing. I've stopped using my you know how much I like that Quantum PT Tour.
You like that little reel?
So the drag is so good, but the arm can't keep up anymore.
Yeah.
The BGs though, all day.
Yeah. You ended up dropping one in the lake in Trojan Bay, right?
So yeah, and that's how durable it is. I dropped one. My Ultrex wrapped itself when I was retying. It went in the water. So it went in the water. 3 weeks later, I showed up in the spot with a diver. One of you guys, Craig, thank you very much. Craig Martin, really good guy, offered to come with me. First dive he did. He came back up. It's like, I see it, went back down and grabbed it. And I fished with that rod the same day. It stayed in 13 feet of water.
You still have
for 3 weeks. I still use that reel. I don't even know what one it is out of the 5-1. It's running flawlessly. So, I mean, I don't want to give bad press to any other company, but I think if even Daiwa, if it wasn't a BG, it would have been gone. Because the BG saved it.
Yeah, I think so. I think the BG's really designed for heavy duty saltwater use.
The big thing is with Daiwa, you don't see them sponsoring all the big pros. All spending. No, but they don't.
Not like Quantum, but
they're not every.
Or Shimano.
They're not in every magazine. You can tell their marketing is not as heavy as the other companies, so they can put more into the reel. Better competent for the same price as the competition. And I mean, Daiwa came from, they came along 2 years ago. They've redesigned everything.
For sure. The Tatula kind of got that started. And even the first Tatula, I was like, it's a steep price, but it's a good reel.
I still have those.
The original Tatulas?
I got a few of those.
Yeah, they're not bad.
I still have Johnny Morris's bait casters.
Yeah, the
my purple
Johnny
one.
Morris's, yeah.
Rick Clun edition.
That's a good reel. I really used to love that reel. It was those and the custom painted Shimano Corrados, man.
Yeah, those Corrados
are heavy duty. My sister's giving us crap. Yeah, that's good.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So Becky is posting online. She's really tiny. I don't know how old was she when she got in there.
Oh man, that was probably 2-3 years ago. That was your old boat. That was your old
my old Bass Cat.
Yeah.
And they're so tiny, and you couldn't. I had a trolling motor. You couldn't hold the nuts to. There's no way. But somehow she was the perfect size to get into my rod locker. She spent half an hour in there, came back out all scratched out. Oh my God, I feel so bad. But thank you very much. I mean, if you guys need assistance to install a trolling motor, she's like a little weasel. She'll get in there and get.
She's bigger now, though, man.
Yeah. Does Buddy next to you work at Cabela's? That's my boy. He's been there for 2.5 years now.
2.5 years.
Yeah, it's a good place to work at.
I really enjoy it. It's great.
You're a good worker too, though.
I try. You gotta catch me on the right day. But
have you ever called in sick?
No, I haven't.
He's been there for 2.5 years. At your age, you know how many times I called in sick?
Yeah.
Hey, those sick days at the end of the year don't renew. You gotta give them props. They got a good employee,
Yeah.
Vince Calvin is asking if I. Pardon me.
Alyssa's asking who's my favorite car worker.
Where?
Right at the end, the science of fishing.
Alyssa, she came fishing with us. We got a video. We went up in Muskoka, caught a bunch of bass. She came with us. Did we make a video out of that?
We did. No, we didn't. No, we had a post out of it, but we didn't.
Yeah, she came fishing with us. We had an amazing day out there.
It was fun. We caught a lot of fish.
Everybody caught fish. So yeah, guys, we appreciate your time. Post some questions in the comment. I mean, anything you want to say? Anything you want to wrap it up with?
No, I'm all good. Probably won't be the last time on here. I'm usually behind the computer, not in front of it. But
when I have a guest here, Aaron's on the computer. He reads the questions to me. He'll raise his hand if it's a good question. I've been thinking of who bringing next week, and it's really hard because I don't want to do the Skype thing. I want to do it live. I want the person to be here with me, and we're thinking about bringing somebody else next week and
Yeah.
See who it is. It's probably going to be ice fishing again.
You got any ideas for guests? We'd love to hear them too. I mean,
pressure them.
We obviously can't get Kevin Van Dam up here, but like, you know.
No, yeah, it'd be nice.
Seb can pull some strings. You'd be surprised at who we can get. So, if you got any ideas? Steve Bula.
I mean, Bula is in Louisiana right now.
Yeah.
You've seen his Instagram?
No, I haven't seen it.
He's out fishing in Louisiana. Pardon me?
I was like, I don't know if I can follow him, for being honest, but
he's got a good Instagram.
Yeah, I've looked on there, but Aaron Weed.
Aaron, I think he'd be hard to get. See,
he's far away, man. Manitoba.
He's far away, and he's kind of the guy. He doesn't want to be guided by anybody else. He wants to figure it out on his own. Will Wegman. I did talk to Will Wegman. He would like to come, but during the week, not on the weekends. It's hard for him. He's 2 hours away, so I might have to. Look at the comments on there. I'd like to bring Will. I think I've been bugging him. Maybe you guys bug him. We got some other proposition on there. If Tom comes on here, he's not leaving. That's for sure. We'll leave it at that. 239-hour fishing. That'd be great.
I'll have to wear stripes.
Yeah. But guys, I appreciate the support, and comment some stuff. Me and Aaron are gonna go fish tomorrow. We're gonna film. We might go shore fishing for walleye.
Yeah.
I mean, we got some areas, but we got a bushwalk for like 2 kilometers.
Yeah. We'll see, because it might be frozen there too, right? You gotta be.
It can't be frozen. It's a river.
I don't know. It is a river, but there's only current.
I'll bring the auger with me.
Yeah, you're gonna walk on that shit.
I mean, I'll throw rocks. I'll break the ice. I won't be frozen.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out. We'll get out somewhere.
So we're thinking either bring a boat or bring, shore fishing. So we're going fishing tomorrow. Should be fun. Yeah. Bring Kevin. I'd love to bring Kevin. I'd love to have him here. Seriously.
Yeah.
He's, it's sad that he's no longer with us, but he's got the best YouTube channel still out there. Yeah, it's not too funny, unless you don't know. Kevin, we lost Kevin in September. He was out filming Salmon Show. That's one thing. He would be my first guest here if he's still with us. He's such a good character, and that's one thing we'll be missing, is seeing those videos and being so joyful. The big difference, and he would give me grief on that all the time, is I'll get into politics and I'll talk bad about somebody.
Yeah.
He would never do that.
You do that a lot. No,
he would never
Kevin
do that.
Wouldn't. No, Kevin was very professional.
He loved everybody, and he truly did.
Yeah.
So
No, he kept it cool for sure, which is kind of what you need to do.
Yeah, I don't think you knew. Yeah, we lost Kevin. We don't know what happened. He went into Lake Ontario and didn't come out. And Mother Nature, that's the thing. She never loses. That's one thing, it's can happen to anybody. It was calm when he was out there. Yeah. Water was 77. You don't know. There's only speculation, so you got to be careful. I'd love to have John White. I don't think John White would come. Be honest with you, me and him have butted heads before, so. But that's just me. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, I'd love to have John White, but I don't think he's as involved as he used to be on his website anymore. I think he's got some stuff going on and he's focusing on other things, but it'd be great to have John White. I wanted to have one. I've asked Callum from Happy Go Fishing to come on here, but he's never gotten back to me. He must be busy guiding still. But all right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up with this. Thanks for joining us. It's one of the best podcasts we had from the views that we're seeing on right now. 30 people still watching us. Come to the ice fishing show, December 8th to December 7th. No. Whoa. I'm going back. December 8th to December 9th. You're going to be there, right?
I'll be there.
Took the days off?
Yeah.
He's not going to be working for Cabela's for the weekend. He'll be working for this guy.
Yeah.
We're going to have a booth. Guys, if we can sell everything into the first day so I can go fishing the Sunday, that'd be awesome. No, I can't. Yes, please. So, ice fishing show, December 8th, December 9th.
Mm-hmm.
My seminars are boat around 11:30 a.m. on both days. Come see it. There'll be a shallow water lake trout and whitefish year round. What I look for, what structure I'm looking for, and all that stuff. Come and check it on there. Otherwise, the next episode should be next Sunday at 7:30. We're gonna try to keep it weekly until I run out of people. But next week, let's have somebody in here.
Yeah,
Aaron's gonna be here, or he can be here. We can swap. Who else should we bring? I mean, I'm gonna have to pull some strings and beg Will Wagman to come down.
Wagman?
Maybe Dave Chong.
We should have got Peric, man. You should have got Peric to come up here. He's in the neighborhood.
He posted his video. We haven't seen it yet.
No, we haven't seen it. We got to watch it after this.
Yeah.
Then I get to go home.
All right. So thanks, guys. Thanks for all the questions. And we'll see you at the ice fishing show. Come say hi. Come take some pictures. Come ask me some questions. There's no secret. Double AA Ron again. For sure. For sure. All right, guys. Thanks a lot, man. We'll see you guys later. Thanks, Aaron.
Yeah. You don't have to thank me. Thank you.